Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Latasha McDonald, local real estate coach here in Tallahassee, Florida. How are y'all this evening? How was your holiday? Everybody's good? Great? Cool? Fine? Can't decide if I'm hot or cold. So, let's get into it. Tonight's topic is we're going to talk about the home buying process. A lot of people do ask a lot of questions about the whole home buying process. So to make sure that everyone understands it, we're going to go ahead and go through the whole six steps, but it's also broken down into little steps as well. So first things first, where do I start? Your credit. Always pull your credit bureau report, take a look at it. Your score needs to be in between 620 to 640. Period. Your debt to income ratio should be at 30% or below. If it's not, don't max. The max I would say is 43%. Yes, the higher your credit score, the lower your interest. The lower your debt to income ratio, the higher your buying power. That's how that goes. So step number one is actually going ahead and taking a look at your credit, finding out what your true credit score is. Not your Credit Karma credit score, because that's a Vantage score. Your true, actual credit score. That's what you need to know. Okay? You also need to look at the last 24 months, because that's what the lender is going to be looking at. Your activity over the last 24 months to determine exactly what type of a lender you, or what type of a buyer you are. Are you at risk? Are you going to be at risk or not? So that's what they're going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for your payment history, charge-offs, any negative items, as well as your positive items. They're going to be looking at your credit mixture. Period, point blank. So your credit bureau report needs to read like your resume, as I always say, picturing you in the best possible light. That's step one. Got it? Next. In the process, once you looked at your credit and you understand what that is, and you looked at your debt to income ratio, and understand that that's at a good point for you to go ahead and apply, you're going to be aiming for a pre-approval. Not a pre-qualification, a pre-approval. There's a stark difference between the two. Okay? So most realtors are going to ask, are you pre-approved? Straight out the gate. They're going to want to know, are you pre-approved? There's not a lot of us out there that's going to say, okay, well, I'm going to work with you and teach you how to get to that point. So, typically what I do, can't say every lender out there is going to do. We're few and far between. But they're going to ask if you're pre-approved. This first steps I gave you is how you get to being pre-approved. Okay? So now let's talk about the pre-approval process. How do you get pre-approved? First, you need to select a lender. Don't go with the first one that's going to approve you. We're going to check with 3 different lenders. Here's why. They're working for you. So you need to shop around to determine who is best for you. You're going to ask them about their fees. You're going to ask them about their processing time, their response time to any of your inquiries. You're doing basically an interview, because you're hiring these people to work for you. If one lender will approve you, guess what? Another one will. Okay? So you need to do a comparison. You need to shop around for your lender. That's very important. If you have any credit issues that may pop up when you're shopping around for a lender or after you've applied, and the lender should be able to tell you exactly what's wrong and how to fix it, and give you a roadmap to home ownership. If they can't, then that's not the lender for you. Okay? The ultimate goal is to get you in a home, and you only want to work with people who are dedicated to getting you into a home. If they're after a check, solo dolo, deuce them out. You only want people on your team who's working for you and within your best interest, not for their bottom line and not to just line their pockets. Okay? You want someone who cares about you getting into a home. So that's why we ask these questions up front. We're asking them about fees. We're asking them about discount points. We're asking them about how much on average for an appraisal. We're asking them about their processing time. We're asking them, okay, do you keep me informed throughout the whole home buying process? Meaning, once you get pre-approved, do they keep in touch with you? Okay? Once you go under contract, do they send you regular updates to let you know how your loan is being processed through their system? The entire time, this is a big decision, so you need to have open and clear lines of communication with your lender. If not, solo dolo. Send them a packing. Okay? You just are purchasing a major purchase. You can't be wondering, what's going on with my loan. I've applied. I'm waiting for someone to hear back. It's been over a week. It's been 2 weeks. No. You need someone who's going to have the sense of urgency about what's going on with your situation and your home purchase. That's very important to jump out the gate with that. Next, you need to understand what's the type mortgage that will be best for me. Okay? This is about you. Will FHA serve you best? Will USDA serve you best? VA, conventional. What loan will serve you best? What loan products do you offer? A person like me, what a credit score like ABCDXYZ? What do you have to offer me? There are basic loan types, but different lenders have different products that may work for you. They may have a product like Bank of America has the Home America. Hey, Pooh. I see you back. Hey, babe. Sorry, squirrel moment. Sorry. They may have different products that's available for you, right? They have the American program, the Home America program at Bank of America that takes care of your down payment as well as your closing costs. Hey, Tracy. Then you may go to Synovus, which has a product that's called the AMP, A as in Apple, M as in Mary, P as in Paul, that's very similar to the NACA program. The only difference is it's based upon score, and the beginning score they're looking for is a 633. So you need to ask different lenders what's available. Question from Unique Me. I plan on using you once I pass the last mark I'm dealing with. Come on down, Pooh. Hi, Tracy. Come on down. The price is right. So, another squirrel moment. Forget the squirrel moments. I'm not going to ignore y'all if y'all speak to me. So it's just common courtesy. Hi, Sandra. Is it Sardinia? Sardria? I jacked your name up. But, okay, we'll get to that question. Let me get through this whole process, Walter, before we move on to questions. So I'm going to pause it right there so I can see your question. So that's important, right? You need to ask them what products that they have available that will work best for you. For those of you who are okay, I can get down payment assistance, but what about closing costs? Then you need to ask the mortgage company, do you allow me to roll up my closing costs into my loan? What programs do you have that can offer assistance with my closing costs? Because not every lender jives with every program, right? So this is the time that you have your question and answer session before you decide to say, okay, this is who I'm going to go with. You need to work with people who have your best interests and can actually satisfy your needs. This is a relationship, people. It's a big relationship. It's a 15 to 30 year commitment, right? This lasts longer than most marriages nowadays. So you need to be fully informed when you're jumping into this. Okay, so we're going to get to the questions in a second. So you need to determine what mortgage and what mortgage lender is right for you. So make sure you write down your questions before, like when you go to the doctor's office. You write down your questions. You do your due diligence. The next thing you want to do is, once you've gotten pre-approved, get you a realtor. But guess what? I want you to ask your realtor more rigorous questions than what you asked this lender. You need to find out what their availability is. You need to find out their knowledge base. Ask them, are they acquainted with different programs that you familiarized yourself with? Ask them about the market. And let me tell you, most people like to go with a more seasoned realtor, someone who's been in the game a really long time. But I'm going to be honest with you, I love a new realtor. I love a new realtor because they don't want to mess this up, right? So when you ask them a question, they're going to be like, what? So they're going to go and research it, and they're going to find out. They're going to hunt down the answer because they don't want to jack it up, because you're their very first customer or one of their first few customers. So they want to do a superb job because they know as a realtor, you live and die by the tongue, right? So they're going to go above and beyond. I love a new realtor for that particular reason, right? A lot of people are more seasoned. They may have a whole bunch of clients. They may not, have the time available. They may just sign you up on a website and just start sending you random property that does not meet the criteria that you told them that you wanted. But that new realtor, baby, they're going to be going through the master list service trying to find exactly what you're looking for. I love a new realtor. But to each his own, okay? Nevertheless, you want somebody who's going to be responsive, someone who's taking into account your best interest, and someone who's going to be honest with you. I mean, straight up honest. Because I'm going to tell you, and any of my clients could tell you, I will stand there and be like, They'll be, oh, this is beautiful, this is great, it has everything. No, it doesn't have everything that you told me you wanted. This home has storage issues. Did you notice they had this little extra cabinet? Did you notice they had a rollaway dishwasher? Did you notice this? Did you notice the counters were all crowded? They're having a storage issue. So if they're having a storage issue, do you think you're going to have a storage issue in 2 or 3 years down the line? So you need a realtor who's going to be blunt force honest, not someone who's just looking to line their pockets. Someone who's looking for your best interest. Little Billy may be 5 now, and a 10 by 10 may do him great now. But little Billy is going to grow. He's going to have that growth spur. And is he really going to be in that little crib? Or do you need to imagine little Billy in a twin or a full in this room? Those are the kind of questions your realtor should ask you, keeping in mind how your family grows and everything of that nature. So we're going to pause and we're going to answer a few questions real quick. So I'm going to scroll back through. So I think the first question. Okay, so Walter says, what about investment properties? What about purchasing an investment property? If you're purchasing an investment property, if you're doing more than a single family home, if you're a first time home buyer, you may want to look into FHA, USDA, VA, or a NACA program. You can purchase up to 4 units at one time. You live in the 1, rent out the 3, you're living for free. The 4th unit, but the 2nd and 3rd will pay for all 4. The 4th unit, that income you can put on the side as reserve to support your lifestyle. Or you can use the income from the 4th and half of what you would have been paying, put that on the side, and use that to purchase another 4-plex and become a real estate investor your first street out the gate. If you're thinking about purchasing commercial property, that's a little different because they're not going to be so much looking at your credit, but they're going to look at the revenue that the property is going to be bringing in. I'm not sure if that answered their question because your question was kind of vague, but there you go. Hey, Misha. So question, if I got a 700 credit score, how much would I be looking at if I wanted a $500,000 house? Child, first of all, if your credit score is 700, congratulations. Second of all, $500,000 house, congratulations. As far as the amount, this is the formula you're going to figure out. Because I'm going to get to the questions, normally I'll go through and figure it out for you, but I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm not going to handicap you anymore. So if you're wanting to get, oh, what did I press? Y'all, this thing, I'm going to change the colors like a minute. Anywho, so if you're going with the FHA loan, what you want to do is you're going to multiply that 500,000 times 3.5%. That's going to be your down payment. You can pretty much calculate whatever your down payment is going to be close to what your closing cost is. So that 3.5%, whatever that is, multiply it times 2. That's going to be your down payment. That's going to be your closing cost. Your escrow, which is your good faith deposit, is typically 1%. In this market, you may have to put up 2%. So whatever that 500,000 times 1 to 2%, that's going to be your escrow amount, right? Then you have to calculate and figure out what your appraisal cost may be. You may want to say it's going to be between $500 to $600. Your inspection maybe like $200 to $300, depending upon what type of inspection you need. If you're needing a general inspection, 4-point inspection, wind mitigation, sewer inspection. So you may want to go ahead and calculate those in as well. And don't forget a survey. If you're going to get the survey, your survey can run you anywhere from $500 to $800, depending upon your location. You have your credit, but your husband has an income. How does that work? You're both going to need to have your credit at a great level, because they're not going to say, I'm going to take half of this and half of that and make it a whole. That's not how it works. You whole individually have to be able to meet the criteria. Okay? The next question is, can you use a Dun & Bradstreet number to buy a home? Actually, what you're going to be using is your EIN number to purchase a home. They're going to ask you for your Dun & Bradstreet to determine your credit worthiness. So basically, your question really is, can you use your business credit to purchase a home? The answer is yes, you can use your business credit to purchase a home. But ask yourself, are you purchasing your home, or are you purchasing an investment property? Because if in the event that something happens to your business, guess what happens to your home? So you want to have it separate. Do I suggest a realtor? I always suggest a realtor. Not just because I'm a realtor, but because you need someone who's always going to be in your corner, that's well versed on the law, fighting on your behalf. Can I be a realtor in Marietta, Georgia? Not yet, working on it. However, if you need a realtor in Marietta, Georgia, please contact my office on tomorrow. My number is everywhere. Or email me, link in bio, on my website, latasha-mcdowell.com, and we will get you in touch with a realtor in your area. Minimum credit score across the board is going to be 580. However, lenders may require your credit score to be in between 620 to 640. Remember, Angela, that lenders determine what they will and will not accept. USDA is simply a mortgage type. Hi, Lady of the Magic Kitchen. Hey, Sha. What's poppin'? Walter, yes, I was wanting to know what kind of down payment it takes for investment property over 4 units. Okay, so over 4 units is going to be 20%. However, if you're a business and you're purchasing USDA, for nonprofit, your down payment would be 3%. For profit, your down payment would be 10%. And you can find that at USDA.gov. Anything else, FHA, well, if it's for investment property, it's going to be property conventional, and your down payment, if it's a second property, probably 20%. If it's your first property, it'd be anywhere from 3 to 5%. You're very welcome. Okay, so Walter, this is going to be your last question. I do max 3 questions. For anyone who does not know, I've established a new rule. Max 3 questions per person. That's to give everyone else an opportunity to get answers to their question. So I think I just answered your credit score or question already, Walter. You're looking to move to a new state. Should you use a realtor in the new state? The new state. That's where you should use a realtor. Houston, Texas. No, I cannot. However, I have a relative who is a realtor in Houston, Texas. DM me, contact the office, and we will get you in touch with her. If you have student loans, will it be a problem? Your student loans will only be a problem. You're welcome, Walter. Your student loans will only be a problem if in the event that you are having late payments, or if it's pretty much in deferment. Here's how I'm going to explain that. Here we go. Y'all ready? Let's go. Beginning of last month, the government changed the rules for how U.S. student loans will be calculated. Before it was 1%. Now it's going to be calculated at 0.5%. So here are your options. They can calculate it at 0.5% if you're in deferment, or if you're out of deferment and you're in an income-based repayment plan, they'll calculate the payment. You and your lender have to figure out which dollar amount or which number works best for you to give you the best rate. User 444-749908688. I want to buy a home I currently live in. What's my first step? First step is always your credit. Take a look at your credit. Your credit should reflect you in the best light. You're welcome, baby. buying my sister's house, how do I get around having to put down 20%? So if you're buying your sister's house, I'm going to assume this is your second purchase, right? I'm going to assume. See if you qualify to have another FHA loan. To find out the answer to that, what you can do is, you're welcome, baby. What you can do is you can go to this website. Ready? Let's go. The website is going to be HUD.gov. That's HUD, HUD.gov. When you go to the website, there's going to be a top bar. I want you to hover over it. You're going to see a drop down that says what we do. I want you to click on the FHA loan types, and they'll give you all the information that you need. And I believe that link is in my bio. Okay. So let's go back to our explanation of the home buying process. So now you've got your lender. Now you got your realtor. Now you're out shopping. I'm going to answer a question about USDA loans in a sec. I'm going to pause it. So now you're out shopping. Before you go shopping, even though your lender may approve you for however much they approve you for, right? Please keep in mind that you need to have your budget. Your budget is going to be, or should be, completely different from the lender. Because I don't care if they give you a $400,000 budget. That does not mean you need to go ahead and spend that $400,000. Because you have to realize they're basing your approval amount on your debt to income ratio and your payment. How much you get paid, your income. Okay? Let's clarify. Let's drill this down for a second.